So this is a 4 kilo uplift, just showing his elbows to the jury and the referees, just to convince them that what they might think is a press out really isn't.
He's had a long wait, 8 lifts since he was last on. It's a long time to be hanging around in the warm-up room. And he's nailed it. You do train for these circumstances. I know I definitely get my lifters too, and I did when I was training. Is make sure that you sometimes rush your lift, so you preempt what might happen in a competition, and likewise take your time between lifts. Good solid second attempt.
So the bar constantly on the move at the moment. Russia leading. Currently in second place is Atak of Turkey, but this man could move up into effectively second place. "20 seconds.
Well, you can see just how much this means to him. Gave it absolutely everything, and that's 3 out of 3. Cannot do any more than that on this kind of platform. 127 was his best. Be pleased with a 2 kilo increase. Fully committed, very rangy lifter, long levers. He's likely to struggle a bit more on the clean and jerk with the bar having to go so far.
Interesting point when he put the bar down, or rather let it go, because it's supposed to come down to your shoulders, isn't it, before you let go? And
He's done that on all 3 lifts. Yeah. He's been very close to being in a dangerous position. That's for the coach really to tell him.
I mean, I've seen some juries and some referees that would have red lighted for that. So, Bunyami Sezer. Well, he's been a great servant to Turkey over the years. But he's not that old, he's only 28. But he's achieved a lot in his time. Good opener at 130 for the man who won his first European Championship in 2011 at senior level. Was a Mediterranean silver medalist with a decent total at that time, 286. And 2 years ago, European Championships, took the silver medal once again.
And his teammate deciding to take the same weight, not risk the extra kilo. He's more likely to do this on the clean and jerk, but Hursit Atak of Turkey now coming out for his 3rd and final attempt, 130.
I think this is absolutely fine, because he's looking with his coaching team at the master prize, the totality of winning the championship. Very good. Talk about precision, that was spot on with the bar.
Well, great to see. Some really, really great lifting in this men's 62 kilo category. 2 lifters now have set the mark at 130.
So just at this moment in time in the snatch order, as you see this successful lift there, Bunyami Sezer, he went to 130 first, so he holds on at the moment in the gold medal position for the snatch. Hursit Atak, defending champion, in second place. Birkoff of Russia, 3rd. And he's still got 1 attempt to come. Bunyami Sezer with 2 to go. So, the business end of the first part of the competition. Well, there's a little bit of chatter going on there, but nothing that's affected what you've seen. Well, there's a jury stop. Minutes on the clock, now beginning. So, change, and Birkoff coming out at 1:31, unless that changes. But Birkoff, although he's from Dagestan, actually spends most of his time, if not in Moscow, in St. Petersburg. He's the 5th child in the family, another brother and 3 sisters at home.
Well, that for the lead in the snatch. Well, Russia into the lead. Turkey now in 2nd and 3rd place, respectively. They are going to have to work really hard to take that gold off. Birkoff, thoroughly deserved.
So it's all down to Cesar, really, now. And the bar going to the required 1:32, which is the right thing to do. Secure the lead, secure the medal, and then if that all works, then you can decide what you want to do with your final attempt. Inside the last 10 seconds.
Well, tremendous lifting from Cesar. Up into the lead again, so at the moment, Turkey 1, Russia 2, Turkey 3. All to play for in the clean and jerk, but remember, he still has 1 attempt remaining.
Yeah, I thought that was really professional, and it showed all that experience and all those prior achievements. Mostly, I have to say, at European level. But nonetheless, he's commanded the stage, as I explained a little earlier, on many occasions. And doing well at the Europeans, well, that's no surprise. But what I really like about him is how he goes about his job there. And also at the end, he's enjoying the lift. And, you know, that's good to see as well, that he's actually enjoying himself.
It's important to enjoy. You often are more relaxed when you're in that position, when you're in control. But at the same time, if I were coaching him right now, I'd be saying, look, great stuff, you've just got that 2nd attempt, but come on, we've still got 1 attempt, stay focused.
Extra kilos here for Cesar might be useful, because you can see top 5 pretty close at the moment, only 4 kilos between them as it stands. Well, we've got 1 attempt to come, clock counting down, and 1:15. I'm sure he's going to come out. Well, I must apologise for our inopportune departure before the 3rd attempt of Bunyami Cesar, but here you can see the bar at 135 kilos, and Cesar to take a significant advantage over his rivals. This gives him a 4-kilo advantage over the Russian Birkoff, with the defending champion, his own teammate Khurshid Atak, left on 130. So as you mentioned just before the break, Michaela, Attack, whose opening clean and jerk is posted at 160. So the 5 kilo extra that he's picked up here on the third attempt, crucial.
Absolutely. This keeps Césaire in contention on the clean and jerk and for the overall title. His teammate has 10 kilos up on him in terms of starting weight, but hey, anything can happen in the warm-up room. Anything can go well, anything can be a problem. So all to play for here as we go into the clean and jerk in the men's 62 category.
Yeah, no, a good competition actually. 6 men achieving all of their 3 attempts. So actually decent quality lifting there. But it is Césaire with 135 kilos ahead of Birkoff 131 and Khurshid Tahak on 130 kilos. And then Ionut Ilya of Romania 129 and Vladimir Uramov in 5th place on 127. So the spread now between the top 5, 8 kilos. But that competition, or the competition I should say, in the clean and jerk, they've now got the best part of 8 minutes in which to prepare for that, or at least the early starters have. I think still pretty competitive. Oh, there is Felix.
See the slouch position there, just to get the legs fairly straight, allows the blood to circulate and recover better. These lifters will only be doing singles, doubles maybe on the lighter weights, conserving their energy, sitting down, chilling out in between lifts, but staying focused.
I was told by Felix, through one of his coaches actually, I was told that he was a bit of a fast car merchant, but it turned out that he's a demon with a motorbike. But engaging guy, and I don't think he's done for yet. He's okay. He's 5 kilos down, but he's not done for.
He's a fighter. He's going to fight right till the end, as will most of these guys now. We're going to see a real battle on our hands for the overall medals.
Well, Mikhailo, but that's... Well, we've got a few moments, so we're going to have a little review of the best attempts in the first phase. The other rule, of course, that's been changed really affects the women more than the men, Mikhailo. The men have always had, not always, but they have to finish within 20 kilos of their entered total. And now the women exactly the same.
Absolutely. And here we see some of the highlights from the snatch phase of the competition.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Birkoff, 3 decent attempts, 125, 129, 131, very measured. And... okay, 131, that's a couple of kilos down on where he was a year ago at this time, when he was the silver medalist. It's interesting, we've got the gold, silver and bronze medalists from last year's competition in this edition as well.
Well, that was the lift that's put Césaire from Turkey into the gold medal position so far.
And there's Minasidis, saved the day with his third and final attempt, but when you look down the order, you see him with 126 kilos, so that's 9 kilos off the lead. But the clean and jerk, he's not going to be his forte. Not to the same degree as Felix or, well, certainly not Attack. I expect Khurshid Attack to come back pretty strongly in the second half. Well, just these replays. I thought Césaire really, really good, actually. I was quite impressed with him, really.
I think all the top lifters, to be honest, 3 out of 3 from each of them. You cannot ask for any more. Consistency is everything, and that's going to play a pivotal role in the clean and jerk.
So, just under 4 minutes to go. Turkish team, or a good many of them, in there to watch their teammates. You're quietly impressed by this young man, aren't you?
I am. He moves very well. Technically very precise. And it just shows if you can get the basics from the start as a youngster. He has a very good career in front of him if he can stay injury-free. I'm not sure he's going to stay at 62 body weight, though. Really good underneath the bar. He's not grimacing or anything, but trust me, he's working hard. 154. Great lifting.
It's difficult to explain to people, isn't it, what it takes, particularly in the early stages of your career, to actually put yourself under a bar with that sort of weight above your head.
The thing is, he's probably not hurt himself yet. When you drop a weight on you, when you have a nasty accident or something that scares you, then you think twice about committing. But at the moment, he's still young and has that naivety to just dive under anything.
Is that how you were? You felt a bit naive, did you?
Oh, once upon a time, I think it was stupidity, really.
Right, last attempt for Felix, 154. So he can't overtake Césaire for the total, whatever.
He needs to stand still. He's got the down signal, though. Referees were a bit hasty to give him the down signal. He hadn't quite stood still. He took the time to compose himself. It's a good recovery after missing his first attempt.
So at the moment, second in the snatch, currently second in the clean and jerk, second overall. And it just shows you the failure at 150, the first attempt, how crucial was that failure.
Well, I think he's a lifter right on the edge with this attempt. And he'll be going away a happy man, I think. Trouble is now, there's no more he can do. He has to sit and wait.
So, Césaire clinging on to the overall advantage. They cleaned that second attempt very well, but as you rightly said, he used a lot of whatever remaining energy he's got in trying to get that second attempt. And he's not quite so bouncy now.
He's in a dangerous position. If he misses this, his total is there to be shot at. Nuramov has already upped his weight and has the lead in sight. This is important.
Well done. Now.
Can he stand still?
Yeah, and the balance was just that much better. And look at that.
Well, needs to be careful. Took his hands off the bar fairly early. But a really good recovery.
And so now he's moved up to 289.
You can see there he was failed by the centre referee. I'm just wondering if it was putting the bar down a bit early. Let's have a quick look at the replay. Sorry, David, didn't mean to cut you up there.
No problem.
Clean is strong, no problems at all. Well, I can't tell you about elbows from this angle, but I reckon he let go of the bar.
Way above his shoulders.
I think that's why the centre referee has failed it. He was lucky there to get away with it.
Yeah, they haven't picked up on that particular regulation tonight on a couple of occasions. But all credit to him, because the first attempt was, all over the place.
It absolutely buried him.
Yeah.
He did well to nail it. Second attempt, well,
yeah,
took a lot out of him. That was a great recovery, and it may well have saved himself a place on the podium. I'm not sure that Uramov can catch him now. Who is it next to the platform? Demetrius Minister of Cyprus is the lifter that's being called.
Cesar, it's interesting though, you know, when he won his European title, he did 148, 158, 298. But of course, that was all of 6 years ago. 6 years ago when he was 22 years of age. But Minister now, 157.
This is a lifter that likes a whole minute on the clock. And he's only got just over 20 seconds now, so he needs to get on with it. He knows how long he has. There is a clock just to the side of the platform. That's what the lifters keep glancing at.
Coming down to 10 seconds remaining.
He knows.
Well, he really fought for that.
Well, that he did, and in some ways the fact that he was rushed on the platform is a good thing, because this is a lifter that often overthinks the lift and psychs himself out, so that was a really big effort from him.
Yeah, and that moves him up into overall bronze, obviously leading in the clean and jerk with the 157. So when you consider that he posted originally 145 as his opening attempt, he's done very well.
He has, and that's guaranteed himself a place on the podium, at least in the clean and jerk.
Now out there, Uramov with one attempt.
It hasn't guaranteed him, apologies.
No,
there's still 3 lifters with attempts remaining, but he's close to keeping that position on the podium.
But we're getting into interesting territory now with Grozdev about to take his third and final attempt, 4 kilos. Now, this 4 kilos is pretty important, because the 4 kilos would take him to 284, and that would take him a kilo ahead of Minasidis in the race for the overall medals. Third and final attempt for Stinian Grozdev.
How frustrating. Well, he needs to believe in himself. He is strong enough. Very, very frustrating as a lifter to be in this position.
But of course, that's to the benefit of Minasidis now, who clings on there, because you've still got Uramov with 1 attempt left, Minasidis with 1 attempt left, Khurshid Atak with 3 attempts to come. 159 kilos on the bar for Uramov, 6 kilo increase to take him into overall silver and the clean and jerk lead.
Oh, pushed himself away, never had his body underneath the bar.
Yeah, it's a disappointing finish, because the clean was okay. He'd done that well enough, but opportunity lost. So, at the moment, Bunyami Shezer holding off all challenges. He's there at the top with 289 in the overall. Birkoff of Russia, overall silver at the moment. And Demetrius Minister in overall bronze. But, right, time for the champion to make a statement. He said 160, 160 is on the clock. He's been in that warm-up room quite a long time. And first attempt.
Birkoff is watching anxiously in the warm-up room. The Russian has his eyes on the screen.
Clean and jerk 170 on his way to the title last year. Oh. Well, there was no messing around there, was there?
No, really uses every ounce of strength in those powerful legs. Takes his time off the platform.
And straight into 290, first place in the clean and jerk, first place overall. So all that, well, I say all that deficit, but you know, the deficit that he did have, which was 5 kilos from the snatch, wiped out and some.
That's right, still 2 attempts remaining for Atak.
But he's in a great position now, isn't he? Because the other guys that have got lifts left, well, essentially Minasidis.
Okay, so Minasidis has just seen himself pushed off the platform, well, off the podium. He's down in 4th place. This to get back on that podium and to guarantee himself an overall medal.
Yeah, so the man in danger of losing out here is Felix Birkoff, who's currently 3rd overall, 285. If he gets this Minasidis, he'll be 1 kilo ahead of that.
Well, works hard. Does he have the legs now to drive to arm's length?
You almost sensed it when that bar was on his shoulder, that the belief just went out of him there.
When you're lifting a clean that's at your limit, how on earth do you expect to be able to execute a squat jerk and stand up again? It's a big ask. This is the one that got away. Very short on the extension, somehow finds the legs to stand.
Yeah, but now look at his, well, that doesn't really tell us his body language, but there was, facially, you could almost see the belief evaporating. So, Hurshid Atak, 165 on the bar, so he's at 290. I mean, he's defended the championship. Took his first championship on day 1. So interested to see what he's going to do with these 2 attempts. I mean, the bottom line is he didn't really have to come out. He could have stayed indoors.
Just checking the records here, he's nowhere near the European record. What's his best lift? 72. I don't think he's going to get anywhere close to that either. Maybe this is just a test to see what kind of form he's in. And when these lifters train for so many weeks, months, years, you really do want a good tryout to see where you're at.
Well, is he going to take the 3rd attempt? But of course, as you rightly pointed out, this is an opportunity to find something out about yourself.
It's not very often you get the opportunity to lift on this kind of platform with this kind of crowd, generating this atmosphere.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because, you know, if you think of Rio last year, and of course, here we are in 2017, and the World Championships aren't going to be round till end of November, December, in Anaheim in California. For a lot of lifters, that's an awful long time not to have an opportunity to be on the stage.
And at senior level, you normally only peak for a maximum really of 2 competitions a year. Trying to go for more than that, you don't really give yourself enough time to have a proper foundation and build up. So this would be an opportunity for him. And we are seeing the bar going up again, this time to 168. So he really is pushing himself to see what kind of form he's in at the moment. He's a man on a mission. Does he want it enough? That's the question. Using the full 2 minutes, just over 1 minute left on the clock.
Just looking at his total, 290. You can see there the current standings, 62 kilos. Overall, 290. Just putting that into context, it's actually one of the lower totals. I mean, last year, 296. Christoph from Azerbaijan in 15, 295. Over 300 from Moldova's Igor Bura in 2013. And, of course, here you've got Chezer winning in 11 and 12 with 301 and 298.
Well, David, the bar has gone up again.
170.
Attackers chosen. Final attempt, 170. Well, this is a big weight.
It's a nice round sum, isn't it? 300. let's go for a nice round sum.
You never know, there may be funding or something at stake in his home country for hitting a certain mark. Strong clean. Oh, body buckled. Well, as he dipped, his body just buckled a fraction. Not comfortable on that lead leg, is he?
No, but the championship goes to Turkey. The 2016 champion retains his title. And probably that 300's within his compass.
Well, he looks disappointed and despondent, but goodness me, he's European champion. Let's give him a couple of minutes for that to sink in, and then we may see a smile.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, as we said earlier today, you know, we're right at the beginning of the next Olympic cycle, really, in a way. So, you know, 2017, 2018, you've got 3 World Championships, 17, 18 and 19. And then, of course, you've got the European Championships in 2020.
Well, these guys will be training hard now for the next cycle.
It's a very different
goodness me. Sorry. Didn't see that the first time round. Watch his front foot as he lands the jerk. He was lucky not to break his ankle there. Let's hope he's okay with that. Okay, so maybe let's not watch his foot as it lands. It's probably a good thing, but it went over. He properly rolled it. With that kind of weight overhead, that could have been very nasty.
Well, the way he's walking, fortunately, everything looks okay. But these are the margins by which you live and die, really. And there are the results of the clean and jerk, and winning with that opening attempt there. And then we'll bring you the total results momentarily. Medal ceremony being ready, and here and you can see by a kilo from Bunyami Shazer. So it's a 1-2 for Turkey, and Birkoff in 3rd place there, denying Minasidis by 2 kilos in the end, with the Romanian Ionuț Ili 280. So basically 10 kilos separating the top 5. So we're going to take a little break while they get the podiums out. So the presentation party on the stage here, and this will give a boost to the Turkish camp to add to an earlier bronze in the women's 48 kilo category. Always good though when you've got 2 guys, Mikhailo, in the team, and they're both at the important medal ceremony.
Well, it definitely pushes you when your teammate's doing well. You often get 2 lifters from the same club or from the same country that edge forwards together. And there's always that incentive to try and go that bit better than your teammate. Just keeps you going.
Well, I'm really pleased to see that Bunyami is really still very competitive, and this is Felix Birkoff of Russia. And overall silver to Bunyami Shazer, 135, 154, 289. And at the end of the day, by just a kilo, but that's the most important kilo, 130, 160, 290, and he retains the title as champion of Europe at the men's 62 kilo category. The national anthem of Turkey.